Today, Iraq said that it will counterattack after a humiliating defeat for its army and for U.S. policy. Last week, the extremist group ISIS chased Iraqi troops out of Ramadi, the capital of a major province. The American strategy relies on Iraqi soldiers, but this weekend, Defense Secretary Ashton Carter said the Iraqis lack the will to fight. Also, airstrikes by the United States are hamstrung because no Americans are on the ground spotting targets. David Martin shows us why that matters.
The F-16s are cleared hot, meaning free to drop their weapons on the target. On the ground, friendly troops are in a firefight with the enemy.
2 Mark 82s.
Mark 82s are 500-pound bombs. This is an exercise in Fort Polk, Louisiana. But the bombs are real. The troops are U.S. Army.
Have them come in parallel.
But the man calling in the strikes is Air Force Sergeant Danny Aboy.
I am the critical link between troops on the ground and the Air Force.
Aboy is what the Air Force calls a Joint Terminal Attack Controller.
You're approved to strike anything within 100 meters.
The man who talks pilots like Lieutenant Colonel Matt Casey onto the target.
He's able to talk directly to the pilots so that in the minimum amount of time we find what the Army is asking us to look for.
And he's your eyes on the ground.
He definitely is our eyes on the ground.
There are no terminal attack controllers on the front lines with Iraqi troops, so pilots flying strikes against ISIS have no eyes on the ground. Captain Sean Holchey is an F-16 pilot.
What difference does it make to you whether or not you have an attack controller on the ground?
It's important. It speeds up the process and it helps us to be more accurate with delivering those weapons.
And nowhere are eyes on the ground more important than in urban combat, like the battle for Ramadi.
In urban combat, everything is closer, like fire from rooftops. The closer it is, the more coordination it takes.
The closer it is, the more you need an attack controller on the ground.
Yes, absolutely.
Pentagon officials acknowledge strikes flown with controllers would be more efficient, but they are not willing to put Americans on the front lines of a battle the Iraqis have to win for themselves.
And David's joining us now at the Pentagon. David, it was a remarkable admission when Secretary Carter said this weekend that our Iraqi allies lacked the will to fight. Why did he say that?
Scott, counting both police and soldiers, the Pentagon estimates the Iraqis had nearly 10,000 troops in Ramadi, while ISIS had about 900. So the Iraqis had a 10-to-1 advantage, yet they retreated, leaving behind much of their U.S. supplied equipment, including about a half-dozen tanks.
And U.S. taxpayers have spent about $25 billion on the Iraqi army. David, thank you very much.